Hey, you guys. Happy, I think it's the 19th. And you'll be happy to know that I got this little tripod thingy for my camera so that it's steady. I'm not holding it with my hand and it's shaky. It's a little tripod that holds a cell phone. And I've got it stacked on top of a big doggy bowl and a little doggy bowl so that you can see the Kenai Mountains behind me and part of the Homer Spit and a rainbow. We've had squalls going all day, kind of on and off. And but anyway, I want to get to the point. I'm cooking dinner. I just got back from a guide trip. We had a wonderful day out on the water, and we caught three different kinds of salmon. We caught a great big silver salmon, half of which is right there cooking on the grill. I think it'll be done in a few minutes. And I'm gonna eat like a king. Um, we caught great big chum salmon. We caught great big humpy salmon with an 89-year-old man and his two daughters. Bucket list trip to Alaska. We had a blast. We saw tons of wildlife, but what I really want to talk about today is bears. My first bear hunt was in Minnesota. I was walking down a trail and I was grouse hunting. We were putting up wood. My family burned about 10 to 20 cords of wood every winter, and so we were putting up wood in the summer from a wood burning permit area that we had. And I would go help my dad. I would work hard all day long, work my tail off to cut wood, haul wood back to the truck, split it, stack it, get it back home, etc. If I could just carry my shotgun and leave a little early and walk out while they drove the truck out, and I might have a chance to shoot a grouse. And one day I was walking out of the trail and I saw a huge bear. The first bear I'd actually seen in the woods in Minnesota. And in Minnesota, you would never like go walking for bears and expect to see one. You'd um, you'd put up a bait station and you would bait for a couple weeks, and this was before the day of trail cameras. Even there was no such thing. This would have been about 1980. I had a driver's license, and I had a friend named Gary who was my best buddy from high school, and we decided we are gonna bait a bear and we're gonna get that bear. And I would say I was 16. I remember I had my driver's license. We had an old truck, and we'd go dumpster diving in Brainerd, Minnesota. We'd go dumpster diving. We'd go to McDonald's. We'd go to the bakeries. We'd go to the grocery stores. Anywhere that would have something a bear might want to eat. And we'd dig through the dumpsters, and we would get anything edible, and we would bring it back. I also worked at an old-fashioned meat market, so I could get bacon rinds, bacon skins, old rotten produce, old rotten vegetables. And it didn't necessarily have to be stinky, but we hauled it out, and we got bears coming in. What I did was I had a bait station, and I put up a tree stand. And again, this was before the days of the hang-on tree stands that we have now. So I built the tree stand in the tree with wood, and I put down a bait, and I raked out the area around the bait so I could see what was coming in. And sure enough, I was getting hit by bears, and they let you bait a couple weeks before season. And so my first bear was a bit hair-raising. I got out there on opening morning. I walked in before it was daylight, and I crawled up in my tree stand, and it started getting light, and I looked out in an open field across from me, about 200 yards away, and I saw a bear. I saw a bear walking, and it disappeared into the brush. And I looked and looked for a long time. I looked for it, and it didn't show up, and I wondered where it went. And all of a sudden I heard a noise, and I looked down, and right below my tree there it was, at the bottom of my tree. And it started to climb my tree. And I wanted to bear hunt. I wanted to look at bears. I wanted to see what bears look like. I wanted to maybe have fun watching them and pick one that I wanted, right? And this bear came up my tree. And he crawled up, and I had a 270 with a 150 grain bullet, and it was pointed down, and the bear came up my tree, and it peeked around my floorboard, and that's as far as I let it get. And I remember its eyes peeking around the floorboard, and I shot it right between the eyes at point blank range. The bear fell out of the tree, fell to the base of the tree, and it moaned. I didn't want to shoot it again. Yeah, kind of like a human that got clubbed with a baseball bat. It moaned. And I got to check my salmon here quick. I don't want it to overdo it. Salmon that's been overcooked is not nearly as good. Look at this beautiful, oops. Look at this beautiful silver salmon. That is done. So I'm going to pull that off the grill quick. This is good, clean living, man. We had plenty of salmon. Look at that. I'm going to feast on that as soon as I get done talking to you guys. I'm not going to be a pig and eat while we're talking. So, where was I? Let me get my little tripod set up here again. So the bear's at the base of the tree, moaning and groaning. And then he went quiet. And I thought, he's dead. I wanted to eat the bear meat too, you know. I didn't want to shoot it full of lead and make it bad. So I let it die. And I started getting down from the tree. And I was crawling down the floorboards. I'd say I was 15, 18 feet up in the tree. Started crawling down the steps. And the bear was right at the base of the tree. And I had to step by the bear to get out of the tree, to get my feet on the ground. And I put my feet down next to the bear, and it sensed me. It was still alive, and it went like that. And I went right back up the tree, and my heart was just a beating. And I shot it again. and then I waited another 15, 20 minutes, and the bear never made another noise, so I got back down, and it was dead. I wish I had a picture of that bear here with me in Alaska. I'd show you a picture of the bear. But I have pictures of the bear back in Minnesota, where I'm from, in a photo album. My friend and I are in our high school leather jackets, and somebody from the family took our picture in the back of the old pickup with the bear. And that was my beginning of bear hunting. And that was when I was 16. Now I'm 55, and I've hunted bears all over different states, in Minnesota, in Canada, in British Columbia, and especially here in Alaska. And I just want to tell you that story to get you going on my roots to bear hunting. I had another similar story, which I don't want to take the time to tell you, but my second bear was much the same. I never made it to my stand, sneaking in the morning on a wet, drizzly morning, and I had a bear walk right at me. And at about 10 feet away, I shot it, and it ran off and died. But it was a hair-raising adventure, a thrilling, and I've been hooked ever since. And so here I'm in Alaska. I'm an Alaskan. I'm an Alaska resident, and I can shoot 3 bears a year. In some areas, I could shoot 5. I know where the bears are. They're behind me, and there's lots of them. You can shoot them on the beach. You can shoot them in the alpine. You can shoot them in the spring. You can shoot them in the fall. The season never closes. And I have a half a dozen friends, good friends of mine, that have come up here and purchased non-resident licenses and gone and shot bears with me. So when I'm done with this video, I'm going to show you pictures and video of those hunts. And And this is sort of adventure stuff from Alaska, and it's stuff that I'm excited about because I have two pals coming from Minnesota in a week, and we're going to be hunting bears. And there's going to be more bear adventure stuff to come. But this is going to be a bear compilation. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video. I'll put something together later today, and maybe we'll be able to post it tomorrow. Right now I got a big old fillet of hot salmon that I'm going to get munching on. I'll make sure and save a little bit for my wife Marie. She's going to like it. Okay, you guys, I'll talk some more in a bit.